Hi everyone. So I'm just walking and I had a few thoughts that I wanted to share. So I thought I would share them as I take a walk. I met with someone today and we were talking about the idea of people trusting God and having difficulty trusting God when they've been wounded, and giving up control when there's wounding. I know that happened personally in my life, and it can happen to other people. But as I was driving home, I thought, people really struggle with trusting God because they don't like feeling powerless. When we feel powerless, we feel in a position that is vulnerable and unsafe. And the truth is, the reason we surrender to God and trust Him is because we are powerless apart from Him. We are very powerless. And I think it says in Romans 5:6, at just the right time, while we were still powerless, Christ died for the ungodly. So we have to admit that we're powerless and be in a powerless position in order to receive the power of God in our lives. In order for the power of God to be manifest in our lives and to see God work and move, we have to admit our powerlessness and be willing to be powerless before Him so that we can be strong in Him. That also ties in with kind of sharing the gospel in power and sharing the gospel not in power. Because if you admit, God, I'm powerless apart from you, but in you, I believe that you want to provide me with power. Faith is where, like the avenue through which the power can come in. But until you admit that you are powerless apart from God and powerless without God, then there's no strength and there's no power. You can't have the strength of God and the power of God in your life if you don't admit first that you're powerless. So I just was thinking about that and thought it was a profound thought, because we don't like to feel powerless. We don't like to feel vulnerable. We don't like to feel in a position of weakness. And we can only be strong through Christ. We can only be strong when we admit we're powerless. So I pray that this encourages you and blesses you. And anywhere that you're feeling fear, anywhere that you're struggling to give God control, it could be because you don't like feeling powerless in that area, that you don't like feeling out of control, that you don't like feeling vulnerable. But truthfully, that's the only place where we receive the power of God.